fast forward, I want to kind of see kind of how you went along from full-time to now, you have a team, right? So
Yeah.
kind of, can you tell me kind of what that trajectory was and just kind of your thought process as you started building your real estate career?
Sure. So it's all happened really fast. I mean, I would never have, I didn't necessarily have a goal of building a real estate team. Um, like I said, it's been a process. So, um, first full year, saw 18 houses, full time. Not bad,
Yeah.
things are going on. Um, but every single year, my business has, grown anywhere from like 30 to 50%. So there comes a point where something's got to give. Something's got to give. I mean, and one thing that I'm not willing to give on, which I think is it's my focus, and that's service. It's
Mm.
customer service. Service is everything to me. So I use that hashtag all the time, and I mean it. I mean, I live by it. So as you're trying to make more money, serve more clients, like I'm only one person, there's only so much time in a day. So it started with hiring an assistant part-time to take care of my marketing stuff, social media, um, CRM stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember, again, this was meeting with Newton, and we're talking, and he's like, "You need to hire an assistant." And I'm like, "What?" I mean, this was shortly after the first year. I'm like, I did deals, I mean, and I think I did like 29 the second year. So I'm like, he's like, "Shaun, if you wait, it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
You're going to hire an assistant. You're going to be too busy trying to train them and stuff like that." So I bit the bullet. I'm not making a whole lot of money, and I'm spending money on somebody else now. But I hired that assistant part time. Shortly thereafter, um, that worked into a full time position for her. And so probably, so let's see, Chad's been with me for 3, so it was about 2 years into it. Um, I decided to bring on Chad, my first buyer's agent.
Yeah.
Um, and again, that was to serve, be able to serve the clients, not miss out on leads and opportunities, because these
Yeah.
people were just falling through the cracks. So, and it's just kind of grown from there. So now we've got, there's 5 of us, and we've got a full time, team manager that runs everything contract to close. I hire out. I pay for some marketing help on video stuff and stuff like that. Um, so does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I mean, I talk to agents about this all the time. The one thing that I learned in my career, and with my mentor and team lead Ryan, was the power of leverage, right? And what you said with service, right? What you needed to do is create more leverage within the business to allow you to service more people at the level that you wanted to give them if they were working with you personally,
Yep.
right? And you need everyone else around you to be able to do that. And obviously, as you bring people into your business, the goal, a lot of us, we think of it as an expense,
Right.
not as the investment. Like, I'm looking at a conference, that I want to go through to at the end of August this morning, and I'm like, oh man, tickets $500 plus. I'm like, okay, do I want to spend that money? No, it's the investment, right? You got to think of the investment. And
Yeah.
one of the things that my coach is helping me with is, you know, if you want to get to that next level and you're not there yet, you got to hire for the person past that. Like, if you're doing $1 million a year in gross commission sales or whatever, and you need to bring someone in that's comfortable getting, keeping you at $1 million, that's the wrong hire. You need to hire that person that can get you to 10 million, right? And yeah, it's going to cost you more. Your business may not be there yet. You may not have the finances yet, but that's the hire, because they're going to show you how to get you there.
Right.
Like your marketing person is going to help you be a better marketer, right? And we always seem to look at that as an expense. And it's really this person, it's an investment. And if they're the right hire and the right person, they're going to help us do more. They're going to help us be better. They're going to help us provide a higher level of service. And that's what the buyers, your team's for. Ultimately is I want to, like you said, I'm one person. I can't do it all.
Yeah, I mean, there comes a point where it's it's law of diminishing returns. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't, you can only make so much money. You can only, so I mean, if that's where you want to be, that's fine. But if you want more, then you ultimately have to take those next steps like you're talking about.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I mean, and 5 years you've had the team.
Like 4 years probably
Yeah.
since I hired the first person. Yeah.
Awesome. So things have been moving. How have you gone about building your business? Has it been through SOI, leads, open houses? Like
Yep.
what's kind of your guys' model?
So I'm very, very simple. Like I said earlier,
Small town, right? We're simple people.
yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, and I couldn't agree with you more about different ways
Yeah.
to be successful in this business. I 100% agree with that. Um, for me, again, I keep referring back to Newton, but he's like, what are you going to do to prospect, to build your business? And he went through all these things, and I'm like, no, 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 no. What it boiled down to, um, and the key for me was, what am I willing to do consistently? That's the word. So um, it was open houses. I started out doing open houses. And the other thing is something that we call the prospecting pyramid, which is it's your database that's broke up into 4 groups. And it's a rotation every month between a phone call, text message, an email, a handwritten note.
Mm,
Um, and so I still do. I don't do open house as much anymore, but I still do this prospecting pyramid to this day. Um, I've added a few things, but really, almost all of my business is referral business or sphere of influence or past clients.
yeah.
So over 95%.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different than yours, but that's what works for me. The other thing that I did, I didn't even have social media when I got my real estate license. So um, that was another thing. They're like, you got to get Facebook, you got to get on Instagram. I balked for a while, but then I did that. I got on there. Then uh, my coach is like, you got to start doing videos. And I'm like, no way. Um, but I started doing them, and I generate, first of all, social media doesn't cost me anything. A little bit of time. Um, I've been able to reconnect with so many people that it's life that I wasn't connected to before, and to kind of build that relationship.
Yeah.
And I've garnered a lot of business from social media, just by being out there. So I make sure to be consistent with my social media posting. I'm consistent with prospecting. Don't get me wrong. At this point in my career, I may be lacking or real bad about it for a month or two, but you can better believe, like I know that if that happens, that second or third month, I'm going to be back on prospecting
Yeah.
hot and heavy. I'm going to be all over it. So, um, yeah, I mean, those are the things that I've done, and I cannot stress enough the importance of just being consistent. Whatever you're going to do, you got to do it consistently.
Yeah, and that's a great that's a great story. You know, when he was telling you, okay, you could do this, this, this. You know, what I tell agents, like, you know, you got to be truthful to who you are and your personality.
Yep.
For me, I always was terrible with cold seller leads. Walking into a house and selling myself in an hour, you know, long appointment with someone that I didn't know that was probably interviewing 2 to 3 other agents, I was just terrible at. But you see all these things like, oh, you got to be a listing agent to be successful. And in order to really keep your business going, you need listings and all. Sure. I did way better with buyer leads. Right. And the reason why was I was able to build a relationship over time through my follow-ups, my prospecting, the showings, you know,
Mm-hmm.
being in front of them that way. And I always tell agents, you know, consistency is the only thing that matters. But you have to pick something that you are going to enjoy doing that's in alignment with who you are and your personality. You rocked it at open houses. I was terrible at open houses, right? So, you know, and part of that's my personality. I'm just a
Right.
little bit more, you know, reserved. And, you know, if you catch me at a networking event, I'm standing in the corner off to the side unless I know a couple people, right? Some people, they thrive in that environment. And then the conversation is, okay, well, how many of those environments can we get you in on a regular basis?
Right.
You know, open houses, you know, can you do 2 to 3, 4 open houses every single weekend? You know, if that's what you want to focus on. So for sure.